Hi, my name is Honoriel and welcome to my channel. Here we do reactions, mostly on BL and GL content, and mostly from Asian countries. Today we're watching KinnPorsche episode 6, I think. Yeah, 6. A few disclaimers first. We have reaction guidelines. I will put up the picture here like I normally do. You can read what we have to do. My episode 5, the unmasked version, is the highlighted version, is still blocked because Beyond Cloud hasn't unblocked it. So I did the mask thing that I saw a lot of other people do because I just got tired of waiting like almost a week. So I'm gonna do 3 versions of this for you guys. See what we working with here. Yeah, this is not an easy reaction, people. This is, yeah. That alone kind of puts a lot of reactors off this series, but that's a whole other issue. But yeah, I'm gonna do 3 versions. 2 highlighted versions, one with the mask so I can get it up today, one without the mask, and let's see if we can ever get that one up, and one full one, and you know what to do. Description box. Yeah, you probably heard every other reaction say almost the same thing. So yeah, before you hate me because of that, don't. I'm trying my best. I'm doing what I can. We just have to live with all these restrictions and guidelines and that they don't have the manpower to do this. Yeah. I can go on a long rant about this company and the marketing thing as well, but I think that is a can of worm that we're probably not gonna want to open. But you know, I literally have an alarm on my phone on Wednesdays saying scandal day, because every week there is a new scandal because they need to drum up the attention. By now I have this theory that something really bad happened when they filmed this, and they're trying to drown that potential scandal to leak by just drowning us in stuff every week. But yeah, their marketing team needs a raise. And we're gonna leave that discussion there. 2 minutes in, I'm feeling the hate already. Yeah, but this is Honoriel. We don't do things like normal reactors do. Here we believe in honesty, authenticity, and calling things out for the shit that it is. So yeah, now we're gonna go into let's have a chat part of this reaction, because I promised you we would have a chat. So I have some coffee here, and this is gonna be a long one. I might do a timestamp. I might not, because I really want you to stay and listen. And if I do a timestamp, most of you will jump to the reaction. But be warned, we're gonna talk about triggering things. We're gonna use triggering words. We're not gonna censor them, because I can't monetize this anyway, so I don't care. So yeah, be warned about that. Okay, let's go. First of all, we're gonna have to talk about GHB. Again, people, I know, we're on the 3rd week of this, but I realized that I have a unique experience here, and even if I don't want to spell out everything about that experience or those years of my life and things about that, I have a unique experience. And I kind of feel like when I look at how other people talk about this, I kind of need to share a little bit. I don't have to share everything about my life, but I kind of have to share what I know. And just leave it at that. Please don't ask too many questions about it. Oh, you can ask question about like GHB, but don't ask question about how I know. Just because I'm not ready to tell that tale. But yeah, I need some plausible deniability here, people. But yeah, GHB. So we're gonna roll back to episode 4 because we kind of need to, for you to understand where I'm coming from with my reaction. So episode 4, we had the rape scene, and yes, I'm calling it rape. Or we had a drugging scene, and then the attempted rape, or whatever that was, and then the rape. And yes, I'm calling it rape because that is what it was, and I'm gonna explain how GHB works. So yeah. Okay, GHB. It's a drug that you can either take in powder, tablet, or liquid form. Here they used liquid, which is pretty common. It can leave your drink a little bit salty or soapy. So he could have maybe tasted it, but I mean, water tastes differently wherever you are in the world, so he might not have thought about it. It's extremely hard to administrate because you never know where it was made. Like, it can be made in a laboratory, it can be made in a freaking bathtub. Don't do it, kids. I'm not trying to teach you how to do this or how to use this drug. I'm just trying to educate you because I feel like we need it, and at least I get a few thousand views on these. So I have a voice here, and I have a platform and I need to use it. So yeah, let's do that. It is GHB is used mainly for like 2-3 things, I would say. Either you take it by your own device. I know a lot of gay men take it for their own device because, well, it makes your testosterone skyrocket. It makes your anxiety go away. So if you have a bit of, internal homophobia, but you're still gay, some of them use it just so they can be able to have sex, because it also raises your sexual desires. It is used as a date rape drug because it doesn't last as long as roofie in the body, and it's a lot harder to detect. So it's popular as a date rape drug, and a lot of sex workers take it because of the same reason gay men take it. They want to survive the day and be able to have sex because that's what brings them money. And it's a rather cheap drug because, as I said, you can do it with a lot of common chemicals. You just have to have some know-how and a few equipments. I don't recommend you to do it, but you can. But don't, because you can blow up an entire apartment. So don't. So yeah, that's the main things that drug is used for. It is a date rape drug. And that was the purpose of the drug. That's what they actually showed us. That was the purpose of drugging Porsche. Maybe not go all the way, but yeah. And the drug works because it's so hard to administrate. You either get like this. Have you ever had this like very good, when you drink alcohol and you are little bit too drunk, almost like blackout state drunk, but still very happy before you start puking? That's kind of where GHB will take you. You can get nauseous, you can vomit. That doesn't mean the drugs leave the system because it's already in the blood. It's just the body's attempt to get rid of what it feels is a toxin. But the toxin is already in your blood, so by then it's too late. You won't automatically be sober or drug-free. But yeah, you can get nauseous and you can vomit. So they did that right. Absolutely. The thing is that because the potency is so hard to know, you kind of have to test it out. How many drops you should give and so on. you can also lose consciousness. But if you lose consciousness, you will be more or less unconscious until the drug has worn off. It's not going to be like going from unconsciousness to this drunken, over-sexualized state back to unconscious. It doesn't work like that. You're either unconscious or you're drunk as fuck. Or you start as drunk as fuck and then you turn into unconscious. But here they did the other way around, and that kind of bugs me. He was kind of almost unconscious and then he got over. That's not how this drug works. That's not how it works. You don't wake up like he did. You have to burn through the drug. So that was a plot hole. They did that wrong. But okay then. And yeah, you get a little bit more sexual desires. I don't know how what was the thought process of him fighting Vegas off and not Kinn off. I mean, maybe somewhere subconsciously he knew when Vegas was talking to him that this is not someone I trust. But yeah, it's a bit weird. I can't give a clear answer on why. Because, yeah. But I guess because you're not that far off. Like, you're not hallucinating. You are. I don't know how to explain it better than imagine your best and worst like drunken night that you had at the same time. And it's hard for people who never blacked out to really understand what it's like. But yeah, that's the closest thing I can probably try and explain it to you. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, when you're drunk, you can still kind of unconsciously know if you are with someone you trust or not. Sometimes. So maybe that was like, I don't see that as a super plot hole, a little bit weird, but not a super plot hole. But yeah, and then we go into episode 5 and the morning after. And I saw a lot of people having trouble with the day after. Like, why is he asking Kinn what happened? Why is he opening Kinn for Kinn to be honest with him? What, like, a lot of theories floating around. But to be honest, one of the perks for predators to use this drug is that you kind of wake up with some kind of amnesia. Like, everything is very hazy and blurry if you have any recollection at all. And even if you don't have the drug left in your system when you wake up, because it, as I said, it's not roofy, it doesn't go for 24 hours. It usually passes away within 10-12 hours. And you won't even find a trace on a blood test with this drug. Which is why it's so hard to get convictions with this drug and why it's kind of popular. Shouldn't be teaching you this at all. Don't do it, people. Don't do it. Don't use it. But okay, you can find this information on the internet if you Google a little bit. So I thought it was so obvious that I didn't even point it out. I don't think Porsche at that moment remembers, and like, not a lot of it, and the things he remembers is so blurry that he doesn't know what was real and what might have been a dream. So I didn't even think that I needed to point that out, but yeah, I've been following the discussions and I've been looking at the tweets and the reactors and seeing people having trouble with that scene. So I just wanted to make that clear. Porsche doesn't know. He does at that moment he doesn't know. He's genuinely asking what the heck happened, in my mind, because that is what you do on that drug. And that is also why some sex workers use it, because they don't want to remember. And this is one of the perks. And yeah. And in episode 5, we also have like this flashback scene where he starts to have these flashbacks of what really happened. And that can also happen. Like the same thing when you black out from alcohol and you later get reminded of something or triggered, and all of the stuff you did on alcohol comes back to you. This is the same. This can be the same thing. So I actually thought that was a very, very good scene. I also liked the scenes where he was in the shower and it was quiet. You know, I like, if you watch my You Are My Sky reactions, you know I like the quiet. Like when you use silence as a way to tell a story, because silence can be extremely effective when you don't put a lot of music on it, when it's just silence. Because a lot of people who experience trauma will do that. They will stand in for hours in a shower, just, and especially if it's sexual violence, because you want to cleanse yourself. Like you really want to cleanse yourself, so you just stand in the shower for hours on end and just stand there, and you don't even realize you have been there for hours most often. And once again, don't ask, please, just figure it out. Yeah. So I and that is why I wouldn't say liked episode 5, but I thought it was a little bit better because they kinda handled Porsche's trauma a bit. They kinda showed that he was actually traumatized. Like actually traumatized. So yeah, and that's why I said this was one of the better episodes for me, at least last episode. But yeah, I think that was kind of all I had to say about those 2 episodes and the whole discussion about it. Well, not the whole discussion, but about trauma and GHB and how it actually works and what was going on. And yeah, the fact that he couldn't have sex with a girl afterwards, Porsche, that was also part of trauma. Like, he is traumatized. No question about it. And he doesn't know how to handle it. And I can't have that experience as a man, but I know, like, if it's bad for a woman, I can imagine it's gonna be 10,000 times harder for a man, especially if it's your boss. Like, yeah. Okay, so now I explained that and what is happening around that and all of that. Let's go into a little bit why I have some issues with this series. It's not that there was a rape scene. One of the issues I have is that it was so badly executed that we're on week 3 and still discussing was it rape or not, when there shouldn't be a discussion about it. Yes, it absolutely was. Do I mind that it's a series about Stockholm Syndrome and him falling in love with his abuser? No, because I knew what I was getting into. What I do mind is that they're kind of promised us one thing and not delivering on it. We wouldn't be here if they actually showed us it more realistic. If they dare to be nitty gritty, but instead they went soft porn route and tried to, soft light it and have like music on it, and that's my problem with it. And that might sound super weird, but that's my problem with it. That we are here on week 3 and we still gotta have this discussion. Because that means the framing was so bad. They didn't do a good job. Like, this shouldn't be a discussion. So yeah, that's one of the issues I have with this series. The framing of them, the fact that they seem to have, from my understanding, when I read the intertext, they have 3 different directors and they don't seem to talk to each other, which pulling everything all different ways, and this, yeah, it's everywhere. One of the other issues I have is all the plot holes, to be honest. Like, there are so many plot holes. We still don't know what Keen's family does. Like, they say they are the mafia, and we've seen that they handle like private loans, but private loans doesn't make you that rich. So what else are they doing? We know they have a lot of weapons, so they probably arms dealers. Are they doing trafficking? Are they doing drugs? If they're doing trafficking and drugs, why the heck did he has to have, why did he rape him? Like, he has doctors on call. He has prostitutes on call, most likely, because he is the mafia, people. Like, what? I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's such huge plot holes. Like, he could have called the doctors. He could have. He probably knows how GHB works, and he could probably figure that out, that it was that drug. So what the heck was that? Like, I know why, because they wanted to make it nitty gritty, but they didn't even do that. Like, yeah. And then we have this Porsche character that is supposed to, survived on his own, make his brother a decent human being, having that uncle that is a douchebag, dragging this whole family through by himself, by working the streets, by doing little deals here and there, by using rich women, by, being a hustler and in the gray zone hustler. But he's so stupid he shouldn't even survive 5 minutes. How does that even make sense? How does his character even make sense? I still don't know Keen's motivation at all to anything. Like, is he supposed to be a super bad person? Because that's how they kind of framed him in the first episode. But then he turned into kind of a softie, and then he was super bad again with the rape and not acknowledging it, and the punishment. And I still don't get, he's just all over the place. Yeah. I still don't have any motivation on any of the characters. And as I said before, like, there is a difference writing a book, writing for theater, writing a movie, and writing a TV script. They're all different. You have to acknowledge different things. You have to pace the story differently. You have to maybe take away things that you can have in a book because you have the reader and you can, but once you put it on a screen, it just feels different and it is received different. So you might have to change things. They don't seem to have done that in a very good way, to be honest. And yeah, so my main problem with this series is not that it's dark and toxic and full of drugs and rape. It's because of all the freaking plot holes and all the characters that are going a million ways and no motivation to anything. And we are on episode 6, people. We are halfway, more or less. And they're still introducing new characters, new storylines, while not making very good use of what they already have. And I know, one of the latest scandals, they kind of confirmed the season 2, but that was a throw off for us not to look at the scandal or whatever, or trying to, I don't know. Yeah, like I said in the beginning, that
ปากดีมากทำไมตอนพวกมันบุกมามึงไม่เห็นปากดีมั้งวะความผิดกูไม่ใช่เพราะมึงเหรอที่หนีกลับบ้านแล้วมึงตามกูมาทำไมมึงไม่ตามมันคงไม่บุกมาหรอก
yeah, that's true.
มึงอย่าพานได้ปะทำไมกูพานไม่ได้ชีวิตกูบัดซบตั้งแต่เจอมึงแล้วชีวิตมึงเป็นของกูฟุยกูมึงเองเอาให้รอดก่อนเถอะไอ้เหี้ยไม่ฮะฮะ
Finally, they're having a little bit of a fight.
เฮ้ยน้ำกูบอกมึงแล้วว่าน้ำกูได้ยินเสียงน้ำเฮ้ยจับมือกูไว้นี่เฮ้ยมึงให้กูนำกูเป็นคนเจอกูบอกแล้วกูได้ยินเสียงน้ำกูรอดตายแล้วเว้ย
Well, it's not running very fast, so maybe you shouldn't drink that much of it before you try and filter it. But I guess you don't care by this point.
มึงเชื่อกูแต่แรกก็จบละเฮียมึงฟุกอ่ะสัตว์เห็นหนาวอยู่ผายเฮ้ยเฮ้ยแต่ปืนไม่มีอ่ะเอานิ้วชิปตากูได้นะเว้ยมึงเอาแรงแซะกูเฝ้าเองดีกว่าไหมเฮียพาลาชิบหายกูได้ยินนะเว้ย
Maybe taking shifts, you know? Because he's your bodyguard, he also needs sleep. But okay then.
ครับท่านไม่ต้องเป็นห่วงตอนนี้ผมสั่งทุกทีมให้ตามหาอีกไม่นานเราก็เจอส่วนทางนั้นผมให้พีทดูการเคลื่อนไหวถ้ามีอะไรผิดปกติผมจะแจ้งท่านทันทีครับเจอไหม
ไม่เจอเลยครับ
แยกกันหา
แดกอะไรวะผลไม้กูเจอมันตกอยู่แถวที่นอนเมื่อคืนอ่ะมึงรู้ได้ไงว่าแดกได้เกิดแม่งมีพิษทำไงฮะเฮ้ยพอดมึงคาย
I mean,
มันแดกได้
he's not afraid of his own life that much, I guess. But okay then.
ขอให้ติดคอมึงตายโอ้ไม่เงินนะไม่เงินจังเชื่อมึงต้องมายุ่งเอางี้เดี๋ยวกูสอนมึงจับปลาเฮ้ยพึ่งอย่างแรกอ่ะ มึงเหลาไม้โง่ๆเนี่ยให้มันแหลมก่อนไม่งั้นมันใช้ไม่ได้มึงได้สักตัวยังเนี่ย
เอ้ย มึงมีมีดทำไมไม่บอก
เอ้ากูเพิ่งนึกออกอ่ะไปเจอรถที่นอนเมื่อคืนอ่ะเอามา
You found it in the truck and
กูเอาให้
Kim didn't see you found it. You literally stuck together.
เอาจับไว้ปักนี่นะ
Do they really think we're
One.
stupid? Why not just get out of the bath? Don't think it will be cleaner if you stay in. But yeah, any excuse to hug, I guess.
มีอะไรตัววะที่กูยังไม่รู้เกี่ยวกับมึงอ่ะ
จะมีอะไรอีกล่ะ มึงเล่นไปสืบค้นประวัติกูมาซะขนาดนั้นน่ะ พอสพัชรกิติสุวัสดิ์อายุ23 ปีสักกับมาซะละเอียด
กูไม่ได้ว่างขนาดนั้นนะเว้ย ยังแบบมึงฝันอยากเป็นอะไรอ่ะ กูก็ยังไม่รู้เลย
I mean, this can't be that
Yeah.
long after the whole rape thing. Like,
กูแค่เห็นมึงนอนไม่หลับ
yeah, he was kidnapped when he had a few days off. So
อุตส่าห์ชวน
4 or 5
คุย
days
Something.
afterwards. So Porsche is still traumatized and he's still working through that trauma, which is not
กูอยาก
uncommon
เปิด
that
บาร์
you
เล็กๆที่
kind
มา
of
เล
turn to your abuser,
ยิ่งเป็นมาเลส่วนตัวยิ่งดี
especially since it was a drug and
Cô
he's
ตื่น
like,
ตอนไหน
yeah,
ก็เปิด
it's a lot of
เมาตอนไหนก็ปิด
weird feelings for him probably, so he's trying to make sense
กู
of
จะ
it
ขาย
in a
แต่
way
เม
that
นู
he
ที่
can
กูอยากจะ
accept.
แดกในวันนั้นเท่านั้น
Doesn't
แบบวัน
mean
นี้
he's
กูตื่น
not
มาอยากแดกอะไร
traumatized
กูว่า
people.
กูเขียนแบบเมนู of the day
สมเป็นมึงมีวะ
But I also realized this is a
Ơ, mừng à?
Stockholm Syndrome story
ฝันอยาก
and
เป็นอะไร
they never told me it wasn't, so
กูก็
it's a story.
อยากทำให้ตระกูลยิ่งใหญ่กว่านี้มั้ง
บ้า กูไม่เชื่อ มันจะมีเด็กที่ไหน เกิดมาแล้วอยากทำให้ตระกูลยิ่งใหญ่วะ เฮ้ย
Mm-hmm.
มึงเกิดเป็นคนกลางใช่ปะใช่ปะมึงเป็นลูกคนกลางใช่ปะมึงมองตากูเด็กูเชื่อนะเว้ยว่าก่อนแทนคุณเพี้ยนอ่ะ มึงมีความฝัน
Oh yeah, he
เฮ้ย
did.
มึงมองตากู
Probably.
มึงหลบตา กูเล่ามึงฟัง มึงไม่เล่ากูฟังแม่งไม่แฟร์นะเว้ย
มึงสัญญาก่อน ว่ามึงจะไม่หัวเราะ
กูจะไปหัวล้อฝันมึงทำไม
กู กูอยากเป็นนักร้อง
Can he sing though?
กูไม่นึกว่ามึงจะมาแนวนี้ อะไรเข้าฝันมึงวะ
ตอนเด็กๆอ่ะกูแบบ ดูเขาประกวดกันในทีวีเว้ยมันน่าสนุกออก กูก็อยากลองทีนึงเว้ยแล้วก็เลิก
มึงแพ้ดิ
กูชนะทั้งที่มีคนเก่งกว่ากูตั้งเยอะ กูว่านะ
Hmm.
ป้ากูยัดเงินแน่นอน
มึงอาจจะเก่งเองก็ได้
He's probably not.
เอางี้ ตอนนั้นมึงร้องเพลงอะไร มึงร้องให้กูฟังหน่อย
เฮ้ยไม่อะ
เฮ้ย
บางทีกูคิดนะเว้ยว่าไอ้คุณมันแกล้งเพี้ยน จะได้ไม่ต้องรับช่วงต่อจากกูเนี่ยถูกลักพาตัวตอนเด็กมัน
Depending on what else they did.
เปลี่ยนไปได้ขนาดนี้เลยเหรอวะ
กูว่าได้นะเว้ย กูก็เคยเป็น ตอนนั้นกูกับพ่อแม่นั่งอยู่ในรถคันเดียวกัน มันมีรถพุ่งมาชนพ่อแม่กูตาย แล้วกูช็อกความทรงจำกูหายหมดเลย แล้วหลังจากนั้นกูก็มาเล่าเรื่องทุกอย่างให้ฟัง แล้วช่วงนี้กูนอนโรงพยาบาลเป็นเดือนๆเลย กูว่ามันเป็นไปได้
มันอาจจะดีแล้วก็ได้นะเว้ย
Yeah, but does he have memories or did he lose all his
มึงจะได้นึก
memories?
ถึงแต่เรื่องดีๆของพวกเขาอ่ะ
Or did he just lose the memory of the accident? Because those are two different things.
จริงๆ ถ้าเป็นไปได้กูก็อยากลบเรื่องที่กูเคยทำไม่ดีกับมึง
Yeah, he's not ready to talk about it. Is it though?
ไม่เป็นไร
I think that's his coping mechanism, to be honest. Just bury it and forget about it. And what choice does he have? He's in the mafia now. It's the only logical thing he can do. Like, yeah. For once, it wasn't a plot hole. Kinda, I guess. Kinn didn't try to reach for a gun. That was progress, I guess. They are on a road. They could have continued walking on that road and see where it led. Roads usually lead somewhere, people.
กูรู้สึกได้เว้ย วันนี้เราจะเจอทางออกว่ะ
มึงพูดงี้ทุกวันอะอะไรของมึงอีกเนี่ย
กูอยู่นี่ เฮ้ย กูอยู่นี่
So you're telling me they both fell down like 2-3 meters on rocks, and none of them are even bleeding from the skull? Not. Please tell me some of them at least broke a leg or two. Like Porsche
มึงอะโอเควะ
should have had Kinn's entire weight on him because he fell first.
โอเคกูโอเค
And he fell on a freaking rock with his head. The series is so full of these illogical things that it's just... None of them even have a broken bone, people. Like... Yes, I know, TV Magic. It's not the only series that does this. It's not the only series that...
มึงโอเคปะ
But there are so many of these things in this series that it's just getting ridiculous. I could buy like 1, 2, maybe 3 times, but it's in every episode is like a lot of them that just doesn't make sense. No one did any research on anything.
มึงนี่มึงนี่
And it's basic freaking common knowledge, people. Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
เฮ้ยพอเหอะมึงเจ็บพอเหอะ
ไอ้เหี้ยเอ้ยทำไมต้องมีที่ล็อกมือติดกันด้วยวะกูขอโทษ
แต่มันทำให้รู้จักกันมากขึ้นนะเว้ย อยู่นี่ก็ไม่ต้องแบกรับอะไร ไม่ต้องทำตามกำหนดการ เหมือนได้เป็นตัวเองอีกครั้ง
กูชอบนะ กูชอบมึงเวอร์ชันนี้ น่ารักดี
ใครจะเหมือนมึง อยู่ที่ไหนก็กวนตีน พอช กูขอโทษ
เรื่องอะไร
Oh, he's gonna talk about it.
เรื่องคืน
Yeah,
นั้น
he's not ready.
กูไม่เคยล้ำเส้นบริการดคนไหน กูวางตัวไม่ถูก
Yeah, you did. You really did.
ทำไม่ดีกับมึงทั้งหลายอย่าง ถ้าย้อนเวลากลับไปได้ กูจะไม่ทำแบบนั้น
กูก็ทำตัวไม่ถูกเหมือนกัน เพราะว่า กูก็ไม่เคยโดนใครล้ำเส้นแบบนั้น
มึงยกโทษให้กูได้ไหม
Of course he's gonna do it because it's a drama.
กูยกโทษให้มึงนานแล้ว
ก ต่อจากนี้
Oh yeah, there's gonna be doubts.
เราสอง
Because
คน
he
ไม่มี
still
รา
don't
คา
know
ใจ
how
กัน
he's feeling because trauma. Trying to make sense of it all.
ไม่มีอะไรคาใจกันอีกใช่
But yeah, can we all agree that this is part of rape culture and it's a story and we can enjoy the story but don't discuss whether or not, it's
กูว่ากูรู้ว่าจะทำไงพวกเราออกจากที่นี่ได้
ยังไง
well, you need a
ใครสักคน
bigger
ต้องตัด
knife
มือ
for that,
เพื่อที่อีกคนจะขึ้นไปตามคนอื่นลงมาช่วยได้
a machete or something. You.
แล้วใครจะเป็นคนยอมเสียสละ
มึงไง มึงไม่มีมือมึงคุมลูกน้องได้ แต่กูไม่มีมือ กูดูแลมึงไม่ได้นะเว้ย
ไอสัตว์ มึงเป็นบอดี้การ์ด หน้าที่มึงคือสลัดตัวเองให้เจ้านายไม่ใช่เหรอวะ
ถ้าตัดสินไม่ได้อะก็ต้องใช้ตามกฎบริการ
ใครแพ้โดนตัดมือ
Has he known that the entire time? Did he make him make that jump with... I would have killed him.
มึงขายได้
Oh my god!
เรื่องแค่เนี้ยตระกูลกูทำเป็นทุกคน
สัตว์ มึงนี่แม่ง เฮ้ย
ไป ออกจากที่นี่กัน
ออกไงวะ
เดี๋ยวกูนำเอง
So I get it, he just wanted to spend some time with Porsche, but I mean... That jump, falling down there, that could kill them, like... It should have killed them, to be honest. If this series had any logical sense.
มึงหนีไปซะ
ฮะ
กูจะบอกทุกคนว่ามึงตายในป่า มึงจะได้กลับไปอยู่กับน้อง ได้เปิดร้านเหล้า อย่างที่มึงฝันไว้ไง
ทำไมวะ
ไม่รู้อ่ะโอ้พวกมึงจะยอมสละมือให้กู หรือเพราะกูล้ำเส้นมึง หรือเพราะกู กูชอบเวลามึงมีความสุข หนีไปซะ รีบไป ก่อนที่กูจะเปลี่ยนใจ มึงไปดิวะ กูสั่งให้มึงไปไง
Yeah. Oh, is he gonna save him now? Is he gonna take a bullet for him? Of course he is. And I wonder how much shit Porsche is gonna get for that. Yeah, shoot the man who's shooting at you, maybe? Yeah. Well, that was episode 6, and the story of the plot holes and everything just continues. I mean, I don't know. I think I don't care even. I just written this series off as cheap popcorn entertainment. Which is kind of sad when you realize that this is supposed to be one of the most expensive BLs ever produced with the highest budget ever. And I write it off as the lowest budget, cheapest thing ever. Something you put on when you don't want to think too much and just eat popcorn and like, I can look away from the screen for 45 minutes and still figure out what's going on and yeah, because it's full of plot holes, so who cares? I mean, come on, this episode was kind of ridiculous. Like, first they drank water from almost a still water source, then they found a water source that was much better. They found a road, but they didn't try to figure out where the road went. They fell down a cliff that was 2 meters high on a rock, chained to each other, and none of them even had a broken bone, let alone even a bleeding somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. And I know, it's a drama. It's a drama. I mean, I don't... Not everything has to be hyper realistic, but it's so full of these plot holes and like things that doesn't make sense that it's just... It could easily be written off as a fantasy. Like, not a drama, as a fantasy. Like, we are in a fantasy world. We're on the moon where the laws are different or whatever. Because, yeah. I don't. The only good thing is that Porsche is actually holding a gun. That's how you hold a gun, not one of these, weird with one hand like that. No, you hold it like this. Otherwise you don't get stability, people. Otherwise you just hurt yourself. So yeah, there someone did research. A little bit, at least, but yeah. I don't know. I guess the chemistry was a little bit better this episode. You could kind of see them having some kind of chemistry, which made me care a little bit more about the two of them. Maybe a little bit. Like, the acting wasn't bad this episode. Kind of like that. If I can say something positive, because positivity is good. We need more positivity. And the cinematography was pretty nice. A few of the shots were nice. But yeah, like, where did the money go? Because, like, literally they filmed this in a canyon. Shouldn't cost that much. An entire episode. This was probably pretty cheap to produce, except for the drone footage, maybe. But even YouTubers have drones that could take that footage. But yeah, filming in the wild is hard. A lot harder than a lot of people know, because the wild is the wild and it does things that you can't predict. And it was obvious that they had actually been outside in nature and not in a studio. So yeah, I give them that. I give them that. But I don't know. Once again, the tone was different from the previous episodes, and I never know what we're getting. Like, are we getting a humor? Are we getting serious? Are we getting... And I can do a mix of everything, but yeah, as I said, you can kind of tell that there are different directors shooting different scenes and that they haven't talked to each other, and then they just someone edited together and it just becomes this kind of quilt that doesn't make sense, that is barely hanging on with a thread. And I still got that feeling this episode, even if it was a little bit more cohesive, because it was mostly just the two of them having conversations in the woods. Which is fine. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But it was a different tone and, style than the other episodes has been. And when every episode is different and it's not a Monster of the Week show, it kind of gets you this feeling of like whiplash, like, where are we? What are we doing? What series am I even watching? Is this really the same series as the other episode? Yeah, I still don't get what I'm watching. Like, what am I watching? What kind of series is this? And I think this is 14 episodes, so next episode we're gonna be halfway, and I haven't figured the series out yet. And I know, like I said, they kind of said that they were working on a season 2, so maybe we don't... Yeah, maybe we're just gonna have like a setup the entire season. There will like not be a conclusion or anything, and they will release a season 2 later on. But they haven't confirmed that, so I didn't expect that when going in. Like, they released that in a statement regarding another issue, kind of to, I guess, get fans to not look at the issue. Like I said, their marketing team. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But yeah, that was it. I'm gonna edit this, and as I said before, I'm gonna do 3 versions. One mask that I will try and get up pretty fast on YouTube. One unmasked that I will send in and see if we can get it unblocked. Like, since my episode 4 isn't, or 5 isn't unblocked yet. Highly doubt it, but okay. And yeah, the full one. You can find the description in the description box, or the link in the description box. But that was that. I will talk to you next time, I guess. Okay, bye.